everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy and having a super duper lovely day. So today I'm so excited, you guys. I'm actually going to be doing a reading for my first tarot friendship series. If you guys missed it, I posted on my community post last week letting you guys know that I'm going to be doing this series, and I asked you guys to leave a comment in the comment box section, leaving your requests. And as of today, I have the most requests for Mingyu and the 8th friendship of 17. So I'm gonna be starting with that. And yeah, guys, you still have a chance to leave your requests, and I'm gonna be choosing the most requested ones to do a video on, and you can just go to my channel and it's gonna be under the community tab, and that's where you'll find it. But yeah, so without further ado, let's just get started. Hi guys. Wow, so it's almost like there's a duality here, but I'm gonna start with the King of Cups because that was the first card that jumped. And I can see here that this is a friendship that is truly based on a lot of trust and a lot of love. They're able to be very open with each other. It's a very intimate friendship. And when I say intimate, I mean they're able to truly share their deepest, darkest thoughts, their deepest fears, their happiness, their joys, their laughters. There's just a lot of emotions. They're not scared of being vulnerable in front of one another, and yet I also see there's a very protective energy. They feel very protective of one another. So I feel like the 8 and Mingyu would always have each other's backs. The King of Cups, especially in this tarot deck, is a very powerful card. Especially here you can see with the dragon is protecting the pearl. So this friendship is a friendship that means a lot to them. It's a friendship that they do not take for granted at all. They put a lot of work into this friendship. At the same time, I feel like it's very important to one another because they truly feel like it's almost like a Dear Diary kind of friendship, where Mingyu is able to really share his feelings to the 8, and the 8 is able to do the same. So there's a lot of love in this friendship, and although there's this very deep connection that they share, they're also able to have fun together. I feel like they're very wise. They're able to be there for one another. They're able to have those difficult conversations, but at the same time they're also able to turn it just like that, and just like that they're back to being kids. I feel like they share a lot of the same passions. They enjoy doing a lot of similar things. They have a lot of fun together. They joke around. So I feel like this is the kind of friendship that, you know, you really look for this kind of like quality friendship your whole life, because you're able to be there for one another during those really difficult times, but at the same time you're also able to enjoy yourself, let your hair down, have fun together, joke around together. Like, there's really a good balance. Also, with the 3 of Wands, I see that this is a friendship that is there's this layer of competitiveness that they share between the two, and it's not malicious at all. If anything, I see that it really helps them grow to become better people, because with the 3 of Wands, I feel like they really like one-upping one another. It's almost as if when Mingyu tries something new, he'll share it with the 8, and the 8's like, oh, let me see if I can do that too. And then it's the same thing with the 8, you know, if the 8 is really good at something, Mingyu will try to do that too. It's just because they like one-upping one another, but it's a very friendly kind of competition, and it's really good because it actually drives them to become better people, like I mentioned before. Also, there is that safety net. Like I said, this relationship, this bond is very strong. There's a lot of love there. So when one climbs up, as you can see with the Wheel of Fortune here, when one falls down, there is that safety net below. The other person will be there to catch them when they fall. So also with the Wheel of Fortune, I can see that this is a fated meeting. I feel like they've spent many lifetimes together. Maybe they were brothers in their past lives, but with a Wheel of Fortune, I can see that there was destiny at play here for them to meet one another. So let's see now what Mingyu is to the 8 and vice versa. So what does Mingyu mean to the 8? Oh, that was fast. Okay, let's start with this one then. So to the 8, Mingyu is a stable force. Mingyu is almost like a teacher, like I mentioned before. They love one-upping one another. It's because they think so highly of one another. They really, really, really value each other's friendship. But especially for the 8, Mingyu is like a teacher. Mingyu is someone who is there to impart wisdom when the 8 is going through a difficult time. They share a lot of the same beliefs. They share a lot of the same traditional values. They really kind of like push one another to be better versions of themselves. And with the Hierophant, I really do see that Minghao, the 8, really trusts Mingyu when it comes to having difficult times, when he needs advice. But they also share, like I mentioned with the rhythm here, they share a lot of the same passion for the same things. They do a lot of, oops, sorry, there's a card that jumped out. We have bright future, and it's almost as if they're constant reminders for each other to keep going. You know, they've been through a lot of difficult times together. I can see with the Wheel of Fortune and with the Bright Future Oracle here, they've shared a lot of difficult struggles together, and through it all they've been there for each other. They're each other's strengths. So let's see one final card. What is Mingyu to the 8? Yeah, so it's almost like Mingyu is like a brother to the 8. It's not even a friendship anymore. They truly connect. They're very, very close. Yeah, oops. Yeah, they have the same outlook. Like I mentioned before, they have the same views. They share the same views, the same traditional traditions, the same values. And sorry, my words are getting jumbled up. So I feel like for the 8 especially, he doesn't communicate his feelings towards Mingyu often. I feel like he's someone who doesn't necessarily say, hey Mingyu, you know, I think so highly of you. I think you're so amazing and I love you so much. I think he scarcely says it. I think he does say it from time to time and it means a lot to Mingyu, but I'm having a difficult time explaining myself and saying all the things that Mingyu means to the 8. So it almost feels like it's difficult for the 8 to communicate his feelings freely too. But he shows it through his actions, but it's just that he's not really like the sappy kind, if you know what I mean. But they really do have the same goals. They share the same views on a lot of things. And in a way, it's almost like they're 2 peas in a pod, you know, especially here with the 2 of Wands. You can see they share the same body. It's just that they have different heads. And it's the same thing for Mingyu and the 8. It's crazy, uncanny just how much they share in common with one another. Now let's see, what is the 8 to Mingyu? Oops, 2 cards jumped out. Oh. Oh my goodness. To Mingyu, the 8 is one of his most prized possessions. With the Ace of Coins here, it truly tells just how much he values the 8. He thinks of the 8 as like one of the most important things in his life, and the 8 brings him a lot of stability, a lot of safety. It almost feels like home with the 2 of Cups too. I mean, oh my goodness, I just feel like they love each other so much. But yeah, I feel like for Mingyu especially, the 8 is someone who is completely irreplaceable. He feels like he's found kind of like a soulmate. And when I say this, obviously this is a friendship reading. Please don't take it in a romantic way. Please don't ship them in any way or anything like that. I'm just trying to say that, you know, in a friendship way, he really truly feels like he's found a friend that will be there for him until he's gray, until he's old. And like I mentioned before, with the Wheel of Fortune and with the Bright Future Oracle, I can see they've been through a lot of difficult times together, and it's only brought them closer than ever. It's really made Mingyu realize just how much he values the 8. Let's grab an oracle. Oops. Yeah. So with the abundance card, well, you can see with count your blessings, Mingyu really understands just how much of a value the 8 brings to him. And I feel like it's almost as if, I mean, this is a relationship that has transcended just friendship, right? I mentioned before, this is a brotherhood. This is a true best friend kind of relationship where they love each other so much and they are very, very protective of one another. So let's just see what is currently going on, what energy. Obviously, this is about their friendship. I knew the 8, what's currently going on. Okay. So as you can see here with the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, I mean, we all know what's currently going on, what went on with Mingyu, right? And I'm so glad that's all over and everything's been resolved. But at the same time, I am going to be honest with you guys, there's still a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress there with the 9 of Swords, with the 5 of Swords. I feel like for Mingyu especially, it's been very, very difficult for him to go to sleep. It's been very difficult for him to kind of like get over what happened, because he feels really helpless. And with the 5 of Swords, I mean, there's a lot of fire. I've done a reading for Mingyu before. There's a lot of fire in his belly. He's a very passionate person. He's a very confident person. He's someone, as I mentioned when I did my reading last time of him, I could tell not everyone likes him, not everyone gets along with him, but usually he likes to feel like he's in control. And I feel like in whatever happened in that instance, he felt like he truly had lost control and he had no say in what was going on. And I feel like here especially, it feels like the 8 played a major part in rebuilding his confidence again. I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm not gonna lie. I can see that there's still a lot of, you know, anxiety and difficulties that he's facing, that Mingyu is facing. But with the Star, and I mentioned this before, right? They're very protective of one another. And with the Star, you can see how the woman here is cradling the lamb. And it's almost as if he has played such an integral part on making sure that Mingyu remains strong. Mingyu can see the light again. Mingyu can have fun and laugh and enjoy himself. And it's almost like there's hope and healing. And the 8 plays such a big part in that, in healing, in helping Mingyu recover and feel better about the future. You can see here with the 2 of Coins too, everything is a balancing act. So when Mingyu is going through a difficult time and is going through his lows again, the 8 is there to kind of like balance it up and say, hey, but let's do this, let's have fun. And then when he goes down, it goes up again. So he really is there to balance them, to balance Mingyu out. So it really means a lot for Mingyu to have the 8 during this difficult time, especially with the 3 of Swords. You guys, I'm gonna be honest, Mingyu is still healing. There's still so much healing that needs to happen, but I will tell you guys, he's in good hands. I saw this when I was doing 17's reading, 17's 2021 reading. Oh my goodness, when I did that reading, I almost felt a little bit like overwhelmed. I felt like I was going to cry or something doing that reading, because it's their love for one another. I'm not just talking about the 8 and Mingyu, I'm talking about the group in general. Their love for one another was so overwhelming and so strong that I almost choked up a few times. And I just want to tell you guys here, like, obviously Mingyu is going through a difficult time and he's still healing, and he does still have sleepless nights. He still does question himself. He hasn't regained all his confidence again, but there is so much love surrounding him. There is so much love surrounding him. There is so much. It's almost as if I feel like the 8, especially because obviously we're doing a reading for the 8 and Mingyu's friendship. With the 8, it's like, okay, you're going through a difficult time. Don't worry, I will shoulder the weight right now, the burden right now. What can I do? Let me know. What can I do? And it's not just the 8 that would do that. Mingyu would drop things like that for the 8 too. It's just that I just feel like it's that kind of friendship where they can really rely on one another. And yeah, there's so much love there. But with the 9 of Coins especially, I feel like things are going to get better. And yeah, and like I mentioned, the 8 plays a huge integral part in that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop right here because I feel like we have a very clear picture already. I don't want to pry too much, as a lot of cards that jumped out are already about, you know, Mingyu's difficulties and everything, but I can see that he is in very good hands. He is so loved, he is so protected. You can see with all the cradling. But yeah, guys, they have such a beautiful friendship. They love one another so much. I am so happy I started this series with the two of them, because it just makes me smile now, and I'm left feeling so good about it. But yeah, if you guys haven't left your requests for who I should do next, please do. I think like I mentioned before, I'm gonna be doing around 4 in total, maybe more. It depends on you guys, but I know there's a lot of requests for Jimin and Taeyoung's friendship too, so I think I will do that one next. But yeah, make sure you guys leave your requests, and please stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!